Hi again. This is the day after the races, Sunday, and I have to admit that my horses didn't do quite as well as I had hoped they would in the stakes races. Actually, most of them did worse than their predicted odds. Anscar, however, did run a nice race for me. He was predicted somewhere around third, and that's where he came in, third. Still produced a pretty nice speed. So I'm kind of happy to see that he's still with it and can still run some good races for me. The others were pretty disappointing. I did have a second, but that was in a small field of 4. And I guess the worst I could have done was 4th. So that's not too bad. We'll jump back this next week. Enough of that. I think we'll do better this next week. Probably the fault lay, and see, right before every race, I like to read a line or two of scripture in front of and in the presence of the jockey and the horse that's running that race. And I suppose maybe I chose the wrong bit of scripture this time. Read to you here what I did choose and what I probably should have chosen. The scripture I read to them before the race, each race, was in Exodus 23:5, New International Version. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you fallen down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure you help him with it. I guess that was not the appropriate scripture to say before a race. What I should have said probably was out of Mark 10:21, also NIV. Go, sell everything you have and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me. Well, anyway, that happens sometimes. So, let's just get my notes here so I get my script down that I want to say. Yeah, there was definitely no joy in Mudville this week. Hopefully we'll do better this next time. But you know, in not doing well, one thing that does do is it keeps you humble. Pride can be a terrible thing. So, I still say, though, that in this great sim that you can always find something to cheer about. And I will continue with that. I believe that wholeheartedly, that there's always something you can cheer about in the sim. However, it's always nice, and you can cheer with a bit more gusto when you win a big one. Okay, enough sour grapes. Did have 3 really nice 2-year-old wins, and here's the positive note on this. Perhaps these horses that won their maiden, broke their maiden at speeds of, I think it was 74, 77, and 81, all nice speeds for a 2-year-old this time of year, will not be what I call teaser wins. In my time with the sim, I've had a lot of teaser wins. Perhaps the most well-known of those teaser wins was a horse I created called Rush Job. It was a bargain horse, and believe it or not, in March, it ran a high speed in its maiden race of 93 in New York State. Never to be seen again. I can't say that. 2 years later, I think it was winning some allowance races for me with speeds of around 100, but it never really lived up to the high potential and the expectations I had for that horse. I've been trying hard, working with one of my faults, not to be so negative. That's a never-ending battle for me. I have a tendency when things don't go right and I get stopped in traffic to get very upset and angry, and I really got to learn to control that. I got to remember the sun is always shining. I am immensely blessed, and my name's not appearing on in the obituary column just yet. I do have some things that I'd like to say and congratulate some people this last week because, you know, I started a thread in the sim on the forum in the main board where I really like and I love to see how other people have done and experienced some of their successes and commiserate with them on some of their defeats. Got a lot of nice replies this week. I'm just going to mention a few. First of all, big congratulations goes out to a guy who's knows how to win and has won many times before. And that's Wayne, Texas Ace Stable. He said, I won the 3.2 million Grade 1 Japan Derby with Tex Gold. He also won the Grade 1 Diana Grand Prix with Hawke's Bay. And he ran a game second in the Grade 1 English Oaks with Vengeance of Pain. He says, you don't get many weeks like this in your sim career. I'm going to savor this one. Well, Wayne, like many of us, that's a career, not a week. But congratulations, that was great. That was fantastic. You really deserve it. Got another nice reply here from, I think it was Paz Jazz, really a nice guy. He mentions in here he had a nice stakes win with $1 million purse with Sadler's Prayer. But he had more fun watching his son win his very first race with Golden Gdansk. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I apologize. But congratulations to your son, Paz Jazz. That's wonderful. I bet he beamed all over. That's fantastic. And got another message here I want to read from Theo. It says, to be honest, Tech, I'm just happy to be back in action in the game after a 7-month layoff with a new job, moving into a new house after the old one was lost in flooding. Hopefully I'll have something to post here on my horses in the near future when they get back into shape after grazing around in the fields for half a year. Well, it's good to see you back, Theo, and I pray that everything works well for you, and it's a blessing you got a new house and a new job. That's fantastic. So I wish you the best. So there are just 3 of the comments that were on that post. It's really nice to read them. I strongly suggest that if you have something to post, even if it's just a claim or win, post it. I love to read it. I'm sure most other people do. And it gives us all a great time to be able to let everybody know some of our feelings we had in the races after. Very good. Well, I guess that's about it for right now. There's always next week when we come along here. Hopefully we'll all have grand success next week. Nevertheless, keep remembering there's going to always be something to cheer about. So hang in there and good luck. Signing off. Bye-bye.